hello. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Feed Your Addiction. I hope everyone is doing well. I am late, which seems to has become my usual. If you would, ladies, hi Heartstring, hi Diane, hello Sonja. If you ladies would go ahead and hit the thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate that. I am going to give the room just a little bit of time to build because we've got a lot to discuss tonight. And I'm pretty sure, hi Crystal, hi Iria Fair. I'm pretty sure it's going to run long, so I won't have an opportunity to do a recap at the end. So I'm just going to give everyone a chance to get signed in. Hello, Elizabeth. Welcome. Happy Sunday, everyone. Go ahead and give a big thumbs up. Y'all, it was a long week. There was a ton of stuff going on. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Lisa. Happy Sunday, ladies. So I am happy to be back at home. Hi, Suz. Hello, Diva 9000. Welcome, ladies. If you would go ahead and hit the thumbs up. I was just telling everyone that it has been a crazy week and that I am ecstatic to be sitting at home right now and that we've got a lot to discuss tonight. So I was going to just kind of give everyone an opportunity to get the alert and to get into the room because we've got a lot and I'm sure it's going to be long. Hi, Clove. Hello, Ingrid. Happy Sunday. It's going to be long, so I won't have an opportunity to do a recap at the end. The Closet Dive, welcome. So, I think what I'm going to do is start with the sip and cuss tonight. Hi Jen, hi Shirley, welcome. So I'm going to ask my tribe sisters if they would just kind of take a look at the questions that pop up tonight. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to maintain my train of thought and remember all the things that I put in the title for tonight. So I'm going to jump in and I'm going to start with the sip and cuss, and then I'm going to try to bring my blood pressure back down and then finish out the other topics for tonight's video. So if you recall last week, I decided to move into my large Hattie in the color bone. And it was an amazing carry for this past week. I traveled. I was in Austin, Texas. It was deep enough, big enough, large enough that I was able to get all of my stuff in there, get the drawstring closed with no issues. It was tall enough, but not too tall that it wouldn't sit upright under the airline seat in front of me. As I accumulated stuff throughout the week, going back and forth to work between the hotel and the building, stuff that I needed to carry, it was great for that. I was able to purge before I got back on the plane this time because it truly was only stuff that I needed for work. I didn't have to bring anything extra home. It went coordinated perfectly with everything that I wore. I actually took a detour this week into Coach and made a couple of purchases. And the SA walked up to me. His name was James. So if he's watching, and he said, "Hey, are you looking for anything particular tonight?" And I said, "No, I'm just in looking, just going to kill some time." And he said, I don't know what's going on with my voice tonight. He said, well, when you find whatever it is you're looking for, you leave that Dooney, and I'll make sure that whatever you decide to buy in here is taken care of because of all of that gorgeous leather. Now, My tribe sisters have heard this story, or at least part of it. They've seen the pictures. I'm going to tell you what my issue was with the large Hattie and the reason um, I won't be adding another one, or I have no plans of adding another one. So the first is, y'all have heard me talk about the fact that I don't have a lot of shoulder real estate. Y'all have heard that before. My like collarbone is here, my shoulder is here, like the edge of my shoulder is here. Not a lot of space. I don't have very wide shoulders, and I have very I'm gonna call them tapered in that it's a sharp drop off of my shoulder. The Hattie strap, and I've got her here, she's wide. And when she sits on my shoulder, she literally, and I've got a picture that I'm going to try to remember to post on Instagram because I shared this with the ladies, but she sits like right on the edge of my shoulder because there's no place else. And so I was constantly doing this with my backpack on. There's not enough shoulder space, which is not Dooney's fault, but just sharing with you my experience. There isn't enough space to comfortably have my backpack straps on my barely there shoulders and have a large shoulder strap on my bag. Even without my backpack on, it was difficult to keep this strap on my shoulder. It's wide, and I have an appreciation for that. But if you are familiar with like the strap that's on the Lucy, if you're familiar with the strap that is on Mackenzie, I'm just looking around to see if I can think of another bag that would have that strap. Sophie, this just doesn't add any grip, so to speak. It doesn't hug the shoulder. So the strap was a challenge for me. I am ecstatic that I got it in red Florentine and bone Florentine. Bone I've not seen in a long time. The red, y'all just know that's classic Dooney Attic. I love it. Love the color of it. But I don't know that I would travel with this bag again, although it was size-wise, it was perfect. So the strap was an issue for me. The weight really didn't bother me because I went into it knowing that it was going to be a heavy bag because it's all Florentine. And the lining of this bag is the soft cream vanilla colored leather that we've seen in more recent Dooney collections over the last 12 to 18 months. So it's a heavy bag to start with. You already know I have a heavy carry, and the weight didn't bother me. Honestly, if it had not been for the weight, I probably would have had more issues with the strap falling off. Now, that's my first issue with the bag. My second issue with the bag, I didn't even realize that it was an issue or was going to be an issue until that doggone DJ King, and I don't know, did she pop into the room? Is the doggone DJ King in the room? So I'm watching DJ King's video about, yes, you. I'm watching the video from DJ King about the clasp on the strap of Buckley. Y'all know I have a hate. It's not a love-hate. I have a hate relationship with the logo lock. I'm not a fan of the logo lock bag. I'm not a fan of the logo lock tote, although I own 3 of them, 2 in Florentine, 1 in Belvedere. I've seen numerous issues of clasp breaking. I even gifted my mom a bag that had the logo lock on it, and her lock broke. So these are not things that I have seen other places. These are up close and personal issues. Getting back to DJ King. DJ King shared in her video that she was, I forget the word that she used, but I'm going to call it concerned about this clasp and whether or not it would stay secure. I, all right, sorry about that. I just got a notification that YouTube crashed. So let's see if it does any better. It did let me resume. So let's see what it does. All right. So we're having the conversation about whether or not, based on the price, we should take the plunge during the summer fun sale and add the navy large Hattie based on the price, if we should add it into our collections. And I shared with her that I was not going to add another Hattie into my collection until I'd actually had an opportunity to carry this one, or to carry one that I have. And she encouraged me to carry it. And the first time she told me, I felt like it was a setup, because this bag is taller and, is it wider or deeper? I think it's taller and wider than Dawson, and that felt like I was carrying luggage. So I don't think that it's the size of the bag. I think that it's the way that the bag is designed, which I really like, but it just is a heavy, oversized carry. So I was leery to move my stuff into this one based on the dimensions and then be away from home where it could have caused me issues or the clasp could have broken, and then I'm without a bag for the rest of the week. So I finally carried the bag, and the first piece of feedback that I gave her about whether or not I would purchase another one was what I shared with you based on the strap. And as soon as this video live stream is over, I'm going to go post on Instagram this picture of this bag in my hotel room on my shoulder, so that you can literally see that if you have sloping shoulders or no shoulder real estate, what this strap looked like on my shoulder. So that was the first thing I told her. It's not going to be a comfortable carry for me for travel, because the strap doesn't hug. I'm watching her video, and she's talking about how she has concerns about the clasp actually slipping off of the loop. And I very distinctly remember telling her, I don't have that concern about it. You know, mine is in the loop pretty secure, and I don't think that that's going to be an issue. I think, even though I would have preferred an O-ring, right, so that it's fully in the loop, I wasn't concerned about it. Well, here's the sip and cuss. Just like all things Florentine leather, as you use it and wear it and it rubs and stretches and all of that good stuff, the loop on this side, with the weight of my bag and it being under the seat and on the front seat of the rental car and on top of my luggage at the airport, it loosened up. This little leather loop, it started to get a little soft, which I should have expected Florentine to do. And the thing that she feared, that I had absolutely no concern about, happened. I am leaving lunch with my team. I have put my Bone Alice back in my bag. I have secured the drawstring. And as I am walking across the parking lot in Austin, Texas, there had not been any rain. So the parking lot where where the restaurant was had like residue in the parking lot. You know, where people have been they've run the AC in their car and then they turn it off and then condensation drips and drains and oil drips and drains. And it took all of my cat like reflexes. Yes, I said my cat like reflexes to catch my bag as it was coming off of my shoulder when this wiggled out of this little loop on the side. Let me tell you, I had to ask forgiveness for the people that trust me for my leadership at work because I cursed out loud. Because had I not caught my bag, it would have been completely destroyed because there was a good, oily, nasty spot in the parking lot where it would have hit. So, the two issues that I have with gorgeous, large Hattie all have to do with this strap. I am contemplating buying a bag off the secondhand market that has an O-ring on it and deconstructing that bag and having the O-ring added to this side so that I can get rid of this thing right here, because this is completely unnecessary, Dooney. I want to give Peter credit for trying something new and different and Dooney's version of edgy, but this doesn't work. This is not secure. If this was going to be the bag, right? Because there's no reason that this needs a clasp here. I would have been okay with the design of the logo lock, but this should have been a solid piece. There is absolutely no reason that this has a need to open, because what are you going to do? Detach this side and put it on this side and use it as a big wristlet? Like, why would this need to be open at any time? I just don't understand. And for those of you that are saying, oh, in case you want to flip the side of the logo lock, why? Why is that like even necessary on this bag? There is no reason to have an open clasp on this bag. Should have been a major overhaul, and this could have been hardware on so many other bags, but it needs to be closed because it's not secure. And for this size bag and the amount that this bag can hold, right? So the larger bags, and I know not everyone carries a lot or carries more in a larger bag, but if you are a larger bag carrier, you typically have a reason for carrying a larger bag. That being said, the larger the bag, usually the heavier the carry, right? If I'm carrying my Florentine pocket clutch or my small nylon double pocket satchel, I don't expect to put in those bags everything that I can hold in this one. So the weight is going to be different. And I just think that this was a huge miss. I've kind of seen the scrolling of some of the comments, and I know that some of you really love the logo lock. You love this design. Some of you really love Hattie, and that's great. More power to you. I left them all there for you to purchase at a great price. But Ingrid, that's exactly, if the O-ring doesn't work, welding that or soldering that together, which my mother can do for me, is exactly what I'm going to do to make these functional for me. And maybe I'll see if I can get her to do it over the Labor Day weekend. I love this bag, but um, Mrs. Q reminded me of something that her husband has shared with her many times. And I'm paraphrasing, right? Because we've only had this conversation once. But you should not have to work with a new bag, right? You shouldn't have to talk yourself into the leather, the color, the size, the creases, the folds, the dents, the dings. You should not have to talk yourself into keeping a bag that should have arrived in pristine condition. And for me, I now am going to have to put work into a bag to either store it and never carry it again because it's too large for my mom and my sister. Neither one of them would carry it. I'm going to either have to be an issue, in trying to get this soldered. I'm going to be paranoid carrying it because I already know for a fact that this logo lock is going to slip out. It didn't just happen one time. It is never going to happen again. It's going to happen over and over again. And who knows, if I'd had a phone in one hand and my little niece in the other, if I'd had a bag of food and an ice cream, whatever the situation is, I could have been in a situation where my hands were not free in order to be able to catch it. So I'm going to figure out how to make these that I have work. But I shouldn't have to do that kind of work. I shouldn't have to spend money or time or resources to get the bag to be right. Like, where are the people that are giving design feedback? Where are the women, like the real women that are working in the Dooney and Burke office that are like carrying gloves and scarves and hats and big wallets and cosmetic bags and bunches of receipts and lotions? And where are the real women that carry, not like the, you see the what fits in my bag out, which I don't particularly care for because I feel like people edit the heck out of what they carry before they show those. Especially if you're a mom, a professional, you're on the go, you shop. I can't get with those because everybody's bags look so neat. And if I find someone that does what fits in your bag or whatever, and they like have receipts and kid pacifiers and like use Kleenex and straws and all, those are the people that I will watch because those to me are real. That's a real woman carrying a bag that's got to be functional for every day. And I don't see a lot of those on YouTube. I get back to my point. I should not have to put in work in order to make this work. And I would love for the women that actually work at Dooney and Burke to be just a little bit more vocal. I know Peter is an old white man and he is stuck in his ways and probably doesn't want to hear a whole lot of feedback. I work in corporate America. I deal with that type 17,000 times a day. I get it. But just because they don't want to hear the feedback doesn't mean that they don't need the feedback. And sometimes we have to have enough courage to say that that's not going to work for our clientele, and here's why. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going down a race trail. I'm not going down a gender trail. I'm just saying there's some companies that are privately held with smaller leadership that, the person that started the company thinks that they may be the smartest person in the room. And you may very well be, but that doesn't mean that other people in the room or at the table don't have a value to add to the conversation. And by conversation, I mean the design of these bags and this hardware. Because this, although it is a gorgeous bag, and I would love to have navy in my collection. And if my mother solders this logo lock without giving me grief for doing it 2 times this coming weekend, I will be looking for a great price for the navy to add it, but I'm not buying anything else that has this logo lock on it. I have yet to carry my Pembroke Claire because guess what the clasp is? Same thing. And I love that bag. But I don't know how I'm going to do with that clasp. And if I get her to solder that one, I won't be able to secure the bag. So it's not an option for all of them. Same thing with the Belvedere and the Florentine logo lock totes. If I get the clasp soldered so that it's secure, then there's no way for me to get in the bag because it's intended to be a clasp. So I'm going to take a deep breath and I'm going to try to refrain from sipping and cussing for the rest of the video. But I didn't know that was going to be an issue. I didn't think it was going to be an issue. So kudos out to DJ King for bringing it to my attention, because as soon as I got myself together and we were back in the car and back in the office, I sent out text messages to the tribe and was like, it happened. And everybody was like, what is it? And I let them know what had happened and that I was hot. I was upset about it. All right. It was a great carry though. Strap aside, the size of the bag, the leather, the carry, it was great. But it wasn't perfect, and it's not perfect because of the strap. So that's where we are on that one. All right, let's see if I can get my voice back together. Okay. So the remaining items that I purchased during the summer fun sale. Let's get to those. So I shared with you that I picked up a second double strap tassel bag in Saffiano. So the first one that I picked up was in bone and pebbled leather. I'm telling you, if you do not have anything in bone, pebbled leather with the Sierra trim, you are missing out. It is clean, it is classic, it is easy to take care of. It coordinates with everything. It is just as gorgeous in the summer as it doubles as a winter white. I would say take a look at it. If you have that color combination, if you would just share good, bad, indifferent. We're here. We don't all have to agree. But want to see what your thoughts are of the bone pebbled leather in any bag style. You might want to share what the bag style is that you have, and the Sierra trim, what your thoughts are on that bag. I'm just curious. I want to see what everyone has. I'm going to try to get my live chat up. Let's see. Without knocking over my setup here. Okay. I better stop before I lose the all right, there we go. Okay, it was only showing me the top chat, not the live chat. Hi, Teresa, welcome. Hi, Bad Crazy, welcome. Okay, so I love that color combination. I have my Wilson in that color, except it's not Sierra trim. It's Sierra colored Florentine on that bag, and it is gorgeous. It is so pretty. I think I have a Chira in that color. I have, the double strap tassel bag. I have a large Maxine in that color combination. What else? Seems like I've got a Champ sack. It's not in bone though. That's in white. But I love that color combination. But I picked up a Saffiano version of the double strap tassel bag in Saffiano because I did not have this color represented in my collection. And that color is terracotta. Now, I have read mixed reviews about the color terracotta between the Dooney site and mainly on QVC, where people thought, based on the pictures online, that it was a bit more red, that it had a bit more orange, that it was a bit brighter. And you know, when you are under lights and taking photography or photographs, you sometimes you lose what you gain by watching these kinds of videos on YouTube, right? So like Dooney's in the wild, as military mom would say, you would be able to kind of see them in a natural habitat where they're not being showcased under high bright lights for HD, and it gives you a better feel of the color. That being said, when the color arrived, I didn't have expectations on what it would or would not be, but I was curious to see what it was based on the reviews. So I thought that I would share it with you, show it to you tonight. I still have the same concerns that I expressed during the daily videos of the 12 days or the summer fun sale videos. I have the same concerns that I shared with you as I unboxed and revealed the bone color. Same concerns and feedback that I gave you last week about my carry of that bag. So I entered into it knowing that there was a possibility that this was not going to be a perfect carry because of the zipper mainly, right? Remember, it only has a single snap. But I really wanted this color, and I'm glad that I added it because I think it's going to be a gorgeous color for the fall and the winter months. Now, probably more so than some of the other channels that you may be subscribed to, you hear me talk about summer bags or spring bags or winter bags, or it being, a bag that you can transition. I'm probably sharing my age when I make those kinds of comments. But I was raised in the South with a traditional religious upbringing. About, like, there was a huge stir in my church when women started wearing pants to church. There was my grandmother and even my mom even as recently, about winter bags and summer bags and when you carry certain things from a fashion standpoint. Because as I was giving my baby cow a test spin, I was carrying her and ended up at my mom's house, and we were getting ready to run out for a doctor's appointment that I was taking her to. And she looked at me and she said, "Where are you going with your winter bag?" And I said, "Ma, it's not a winter bag." And she said, "Yeah, that's a winter bag." So again, very traditional. I did finish carrying her that week, but I did bring her home and take her out. She got a nice tan on her, but I'll pull her back out in the fall of the year because that was a winter bag as far as my mother was concerned. So I think for me, this color would be more cool. It's a cool weather color to me. I don't know that I would carry it in the spring and the summer just because it is not a pop of color. But I'm also going to compare it to you to red. So those of you that have shied away from red because it's too bright, too bold, not neutral enough, whatever it is, terracotta may be the way for you to go, or may kind of be an introductory color for you to get bags into the red color family. So here she is. She is almost rust in color. So some of you know that when I say rust, if your mom is like my mom, when she said the color rust, you knew exactly what that was, right? It's not red, it's not completely brown, it's kind of a blend between those two. And I feel like that is what this color terracotta is. I love the highs and lows of the Saffiano. This is going to be a workhorse bag. It doesn't matter whether it's raining, sleeting, or snowing. You can see the dents and stuff in her from her being stuffed in the inside. I'm not worried about that. As I pack her out, she will soften just a little bit. That will kind of give way, or I'll put some new ones in her. I'm not going to go through the overview of this bag because it recently did the one in the bone. But what I want to do is show you the comparison between red Saffiano so that you can really get a feel for the color difference between terracotta and red in Saffiano. Completely different, and even beside red, it almost makes it look more brown, almost in a natural color. But this is going to be your red in Saffiano, red, and this is going to be your terracotta. See how that color kind of changes? It is not brown. It is picking up a little bit more brown on camera than it is in person. But there's the color. Terracotta Saffiano, red Saffiano. To me, absolutely nothing alike. And to me, this is a year-round color. This is going to be your fall, winter tote color. So that's just me. Clove 007, this was from Summer Fun Sale ILD last year. And it's the Lonnie, what is it? Danny? No, Danny's the little flat one. Hold on, let me. Lonnie Crossbody, Lani. Actually, no, that's a lie. That is a lie. I did not get it during the summer fun sale. These I picked up at the Orlando store when I did the shop till you drop because they were on clearance. I got this one and I got oyster tote. Oyster. So that's when I got these, but they were available during the summer fun sale last year, but that is not where I actually picked mine up. Terracotta, Saffiano, red Saffiano. Okay, so I've got bags everywhere. All right, so that's that. All right, next item. I love Dooney watches. I don't have my watch on today. I've actually been wearing my Michael Kors watch, and one of the TSA agents stopped me about 2 weeks ago and said, "Ma'am, I really love your Rolex watch." I died laughing. I said, "Oh, it looks that nice." I said, "I appreciate the compliment." I said, "But I didn't pay nearly Rolex prices for this Michael Kors watch. But it is a gorgeous watch." But I also have a Dooney and Burke watch that I love and have worn for years. You may recall that I showed this Dooney and Burke watch with you a little while back on another live stream when we were talking about what would be the kind of the ideal price for me to pay for a Dooney watch since I've purchased them in the past. So that one is still here. But I took the plunge and picked up the Atlantic Stripe watch. And that's what this one looks like. It was available during the sale for $44. And I planned to pick up a few for Christmas presents and got so discouraged by the sale just in general that I never went back and picked any others up. I only buy the Dooney watches that have the little date feature here, and it has to have a second hand for me. I don't know why, because I don't do anything personally or professionally that would require me to need a second hand. But you never know when you need to check somebody's pulse and then you need a second hand. So I always want to watch with a second hand, but I'm just going to put it on and make it's perfect. I think this one is waterproof up to 50 feet, if I recall the description correctly. They had a ton of different colors. I love the red. It is not as bright under the lights as it is in person, but it's not as bright as it could be. But I really like it. I love a big, bold face watch. I'm not a teeny tiny watch face girl. So great for $44. This should be great because with the strap, I don't have to worry about water and that whole dry rotting thing that has happened on a couple of leather watch bands that I had from Dooney. What I would say is that if you can get the 44 or better price point, and if you are like me where you have already started your holiday shopping, then picking these up for a teenager, your sister, maybe even the black and white for the gentleman in your life, because this watch style is pretty unisex, pretty neutral. For that price, it would make for a great gift. I really, really like this. And it was, the black face, the white stripe with the red on the side, the second hand, the date feature there. I just really like it. I don't recall if the numbers on this glow in the dark. I think they do if they've had sufficient sunlight. But don't quote me on that. But this was a $44 purchase and well worth $44. So if you would go ahead and hit the thumbs up. We are about halfway there, and I'm going to try to get it all in 15 minutes, and I don't know how I'm going to do with that. All right, so the next item, I'm going to thank M's Squares for sharing via text. She took a screenshot, sent a picture of this bag. It was not a part of the summer fun sale, but was on ILD for $67. And I said, you know what? Now is as good a time as any to pick it up, give it a try, see if the straps are going to work. And I am so glad that I did, because the color, Prince is jealous of this color. From the great beyond, he is looking down right now saying, that's a bad purple. So here is the bag. It is the regular size or small Miramar Addison tote in the color purple. And it's a gorgeous purple. It's in nylon. Oh, excuse me. It's a gorgeous purple. It's going to be fine during the fall, rain, sleet, snow. Won't have to worry about it with the salt. Can keep moving in it right through the spring because it's a gorgeous color. It's going to be great for the summer. Lightweight. Perfect for the beach. Easy to maintain. It is gorgeous. So I'm going to start with the base, the bottom of the bag, so that you can kind of see. It's not little. It's not a small bag. It's got a seam right down the center, which is going to help with that sagging that sometimes happens when you weigh down a nylon bag. Here is the side profile here. No pocket on the back. And Carmen will tell you, you can steam these out. I just kind of usually let mine naturally fall out. But if you've got a little handy dandy steamer, you can steam those wrinkles out of your nylon. And there she is on the front. Now tell me, be for real, in the comments, isn't Prince like loving this color right now? Come on now. All right. So, my reason for having not previously purchased this bag are the straps. These teeny tiny straps. And for those of you, yes, they are M's. His doves are crying. For those of you that are LV bag carriers or connoisseurs, these little straps are on that Never Full bag series collection, right? And in and out of my travels, what I will share with you at the airport, I'm not going to speak to you about the grocery store or Target, but I'm just talking about in travel. Rarely do the women who carry bags with these little straps that are truly the bag that is truly loaded down for travel, do they have these little straps on their shoulder. They don't, because it's a blood pressure cuff. It will cut off your circulation. It is just not comfortable with these little straps. But I'm thinking nylon, a little bit lighter than coated cotton, maybe a kind of toss around bag. I could make this work. These bags are always held. I see them 9,000 times a day on days that I travel. People are carrying them around by the handle or the infamous sit it on top of the carry-on luggage and they just let it roll through. So for $67 and a great purple color, because I only have one other purple bag. Yeah, because I'm not going to count plum or anything. Like a true purple. I only have one other true purple bag in my collection. And that was the large zip. No, not zip. Large City Barlow. I'm looking up here like my list is somewhere. It's the Large City Barlow. And that bag was actually made available after Prince had actually just passed away, and I got that bag with a matching wallet. Some of you may remember that. But this bag, I decided I'd give it a try. I think it'll be great for like the weekends. I think it'll be great for all of the things that I told you about, but I will not be one of those people carrying it through the airport because if you recall, I convinced myself that I was going to use the one that was the size of the medium Russell in travel and was miserable in carrying it. So, just so you can kind of see, there is a huge size difference between these two. Large Miramar Addison, small Miramar Addison. Same straps on both bags. Dimensions very different. This one would be an at-home work carry bag. I would not, I can't see using this one for travel just because I already know what's going to happen with these small straps. I don't know what other straps I would replace these straps with, other than just a thicker leather strap. But I think that the design of the straps is great. It's just that the size of them is a little bit off. Maybe if we did some larger hardware, we could have put a little bit wider strap in there. So $67. So thanks, Ems. I appreciate it. And the color I think is gorgeous. I was very pleased when I opened the box. I love the fact that this is the nylon that I like. It's the smooth, shiny, satiny finish nylon. Because Dooney has two different kinds of nylon, and one of them is a little thicker, more matte, a different texture, and the color takes very differently to the other one. It lends more to cabriolet in the other one. I don't know. So for those of you that know that other nylon that I'm talking about, would you say that it's closer to like a cabriolet versus what I call the original nylon? And this is my preference. The smooth, shiny nylon is all that I have in my collection, because in seeing the other ones in person, the other nylon that is, I just don't care for it. You're right, Clove. It is stiffer. It is probably a little bit thicker, but I don't think it takes color as well. And to me, it's more of a casual nylon. You couldn't, like, I could throw this on with like a maxi dress or like t-shirts and jeans and a blazer or whatever and still like look very polished. To me, the other one it falls flat, and I don't particularly care for it. Therefore, I've never added one to my collection. No, M's, I don't, because I don't have one, so I've just not I haven't. I'm sorry. When all else fails, you can take a bag to the cleaners. I know that's, again, more money to spend. Dooney has care instructions for most, if not all, of their bag leathers or bag materials that are currently available. And they give you tips on whether or not you can use tap water or distilled water, or whether it needs to be seltzer or mild soap, or what motion you need to use in order to be able to clean it. But I haven't had issues with this version of the nylon, and I love it. And I gifted a khaki Olivia satchel to my sister, and she used it like it became an everyday bag for her. And that bag got really dirty, and we just cleaned it with like the oxy that you use in the laundry room, and a white cloth, warm water, and air dried it, and it came out fine. So I'm not telling you what to do with your bag. I'm just telling you what we did with the one that I bought and gifted to my sister after heavy use, and it was a lighter color, and it was starting to show its wear. All right, we are down to 6 minutes, and I have one more item to go. I'm proud of myself because I may actually get off of here tonight in an hour, which is going to be great because I'm going to have to clear a path from around me in order to get out of here because I've got bags everywhere. Last bag. So, this last bag is, I'm going to call it the sale misfit, because if you watched the daily uploads of the Summer Fun Sale play-by-play critique of the offering for those for the offering of bags each day for the sale, you may recall that this bag I said was lost. It wandered onto the wrong day. That the price point was not the price point that was featured, and that this poor little bag was just kind of tossed in. Well, I'm glad she was tossed in, but I didn't realize I was glad until none other than Kimberly Mines posted her daily review of the sale. And she said a couple of things that made me say, let me go back and take another look. So I am blaming and giving credit to my tribe sister, Kimberly Mines, for this particular purchase, because I had so much fun making the video and discounting her. Her being the bag, not my tribe sister, that I almost missed out. So this bag was, I think it was either $119 or $129. My receipts down here on the box on the floor, and there are like 5 receipts in the box from stuff that I've gotten from the sale, because some of it was shipped as individual items, and I've consolidated everything into one box so that I could get it out to the trash. But you know the color that I have been coveting and begging Peter to bring back in its original form. Y'all know what color I've been wanting. And this color I had on my mind, and then we went to Charlotte. And I'm going to give credit to, as well as blame, Heartstring, because her bag was in this color. And if you watch the meet and greet in Charlotte, then you may have seen this bag kind of throughout the video, particularly at the beginning when we got into the restaurant and we were kind of sharing all the bags that were able to make the trip to the tribe birthday party in Charlotte. So her bag, the color, it worked perfectly with what she was wearing. It wasn't a really big bag, and it just made my heart melt. And I was like, I need Peter to bring this color back. Well, he didn't bring the color back, but there's a color in that family that is available now. Now, let me say this. I still want that color, so Peter, you are not off the hook. But this will be my interim bag. For those of you that guessed Piper, you are correct. She wandered into the wrong room. And for those of you that guessed the color Kelly Green, you were also right. But I picked up Piper in the color Grass. Grass is a little bit deeper in color than Kelly from the pictures that I've seen online, because I don't have one in my collection because they were gone by the time I realized that I needed a green bag. But this one works. I would love to get the Leisure Shopper in Grass when it was $138.60. But if you recall last week when we pulled out our devices and looked at all of the other grass colored bags and then the grass in the Leisure Shopper, it almost looked like the color leaf. And so I was leery to pull the trigger on that one because I couldn't tell if it was going to really be a bright green color. So for my tribe sisters, Suzlot and Carmen Hawkins, I know that their favorite color is green. So I'm going to share with you my addition in the color grass. So, isn't she pretty? She got a pocket on the front. So this bag is shaped like Kimberly. If you have seen the Kimberly bag, the crossbody, you know that it's shaped the same as Piper. The difference is Piper has one single pocket on the front, goes the length of the bag, whereas Kimberly has two zip pockets on the front of the bag. Nothing on the back. Side profile, I love that piping trim detail that pulls all of the accents, uniform for the bag. No corners are just kind of rounded there. No feet because she is intended to be a crossbody. There's the base of the bag. And what I think really made this worth the price, other than the fact that it has an outside pocket, is this strap. The strap is adjustable, so it can be a short shoulder bag, or you can adjust it and use it as a crossbody because it has the top, the removable center section. But look at the strap detailing. So you even get a little bit of this pebbled leather in green. This is going to help hold onto your shoulder when you are using this as a crossbody bag, because this is going to get softer, and the way that it's designed, it is going to hug. This strap, size comparison to Hattie, she's heavy. Let's just see size comparison strap to Hattie. We get this lined up on the edge. So Hattie is still a little bit wider than this strap on Piper. Can you see the difference there? This is edge to edge. Edge to edge, and the Hattie strap is still even wider. And this is it's not the widest strap, but it is a nicer wide strap. Probably, it's still a little bit smaller than like the strap on Lucy, the strap on Mackenzie. But it is adjustable, so you can take the center piece out and just have the Sierra. It is not the SDS, so it only has a slip and zip on the back wall and a slip on the front wall. So no slip, not the double slip pockets, but again, crossbody, smaller bag, smaller carry, lighter carry. But I still want Kelly Green. I wouldn't get Kelly Green in this bag style. I would want Kelly Green in a big bag and in Florentine, to be specific. Like Buckley in Kelly Green, like Smith in Kelly Green, like Russell in Kelly Green, all in Florentine. I'm here for all of those. But in the meantime, while we are working to get those on the production schedule, Peter, I will live with Kelly Green, and I am going to enjoy carrying this one and enjoy my tribe sisters Carmen and Suz's favorite color a little bit. I am going to enjoy the feedback from my tribe sister Kim, who pushed me to, she unknowingly pushed me to pull the trigger. And for Heartstring, for carrying her gorgeous Kelly Green bag from the Hayden collection, using it during the tribe birthday party, which sealed the collection fate for me that I needed to add a gorgeous green bag to my collection. So this is Piper. You have survived my recap, all three parts of the 6 bags, the 1 watch, and I think that's all I bought, right? Is that all I got? That's it. So, if you have not been over to check out my tribe sister Kimberly Mine's video, please go over and do so. Just want to say hello to Mrs. Q and hope that you are back home safely. I know that Mrs. Q has a busy life, but I appreciate the fact that she was able to come out this week. We went over to San Marcos and played in bags at Dooney. We didn't make any purchases. And then we went over to Coach. And I'm going to plead the 5th. But I appreciate her being able to come out. We had both had a pretty rough week. So there is nothing like spending time with my tribe sisters. There is nothing that compares. And when I tell you, spending time with each other is like medicine to the soul. I just don't know any other way to describe it. So please make sure that you are checking out Kimberly Mines, Mrs. Q, Sonja Covington. Carmen Hawkins has a new video up on how she cleans her Pandora charms and keeps them all sparkly and glistening. So make sure that you go check her out. Says What has a teaser video out that lured me in. The Military Mom has several videos, including a highlight of a satchel bag that is absolutely gorgeous. Mrs. Q has content. So I'm going to put my tribe sisters, Ems and Sonja, on blast because we are waiting to see something new from you. My tribe sister, DJ King, has new content up from a haul from Vera Bradley. I was able to get out of that sale unscathed. It was rough because tribe sister Candy Crusher actually sent out the PSA and started all of the flurry. I gotta tell the truth. I had like 30 things in my cart. And then the only thing that saved me from pulling the trigger is I got a phone call and got distracted and ended up just getting pulled away before I pulled the trigger. So I would have been in trouble. Who else am I forgetting? Haven't seen anything lately from My Pursuit of Happiness. What's going on, Ivana? We're looking for content from you too. So, ladies, thank you so very much for watching. I have no clue what we're going to talk about next week because I've walked you through everything that I've purchased. So, aside from a collection video or vault tour, because that's, if you could only see behind the camera, you would be like, when she says she has bags everywhere, she in line. So that's out. I'm just saying, that's out. Collections and vault tour. What else would you like to see content-wise? Are there color comparisons, bag comparisons? Do you want to spend some time talking about what the fall forecast is starting to look like for Dooney? What would you like to see? I am open to ideas and we're going to get it figured out. But for now, I'm going to say that I hope you all have a fantastic week. I'm about to start dinner extremely late. My water is popping. And I'm gonna go switch bags because I can keep Hattie accessories and move into Maxine and see how she carries this week. So thank you so very much for watching. Yes, the closet dive. Okay, because I called you out last week. I'm sure you saw that. I called you out. She'll text me later and tell me what she thought. I'm just kidding. Y'all, I needed this week. Thank you so very much. If you would please hit the thumbs up before you head out. We will be back on Friday evening, 8:30 Eastern Time, 7:30 Central on Mrs. Q's channel for Real Friday. I will be back on Sunday for Feed Your Addiction. But it's likely gonna be from Nashville, so I definitely need to figure that out. Maybe what I'll do, we'll see. Alrighty, ladies, thank you so very much for watching. Until next time, I do hope you find something that feeds your addiction. Take care.